Hi friends, so you're back with me, your friend for biology, Professor Kukreja. By the time now you have learned my name at least. I don't know how much biology you have learned. So talking about what is called as your again PYQs, I'm like focusing the students who are preparing for their NEET in 2024 right now in the month of May, in the first week, 5th of May. Yeah. So movement and accumulation of ions across a membrane against their concentration gradient. Oh, this is also PYQ. This is last year. Those who are repeating, they know that this was the thing which they got right probably. So 2023 NEET paper this is, it seems. So movement and accumulation of ions across a membrane against their concentration gradient. Remember, so when you have a particular membrane, right, and then you have certain molecules here which are at a lower concentration, and still the molecules, they are moving from a lower concentration to a higher concentration, that is against their concentration gradient. When the molecules are moving from high to low, that is down the concentration gradient, but we are talking about moving from low to high, that is against the concentration gradient. So when you have to go from low to high, that is against the concentration gradient, you are going to input energy in the form of ATP, GTP, or some other ions or something like that. So that particular transport is called as a active transport, right? So when you're actively doing that, so that is what is called as a active transport. So movement of molecule against the concentration gradient. Against matlab kaisa? Low to high, and down matlab kaisa? High to low. So high to low wala jo hai, that is what is called as a passive transport. Sometimes it is moving from high to low, but then still it needs some carrier, it needs some special proteins which are going to act as the carrier, which are going to be facilitators of that particular molecule. So that is what is called as a facilitated diffusion. And then osmosis, we know, is the movement of water, right, from the place where water is more to the place where the water is less. Or as far as the solute concentration is concerned, the movement of the water through a semi-permeable membrane from a lower concentration of solute, I'm talking, to a place of a higher concentration of solute, obviously. So that is what is called as osmosis. So it's not passive, it's not facilitated, it's not osmosis, it is active. So it is low to high, it is against the concentration gradient, and so it is an active transport. Spraying of which of the following phytohormones on the juvenile conifers helps in the hastening maturity period leading to the early seed production? So this, I think it happens with ABA. ABA is a growth inhibitor. It's not going to do that. It is a stress hormone. So it is produced when the plant is under stress. It is not produced when you are under stress. So when you are under stress, you can watch my some other videos on some other channels where I talk about stress management. Anyways, so ABA is a stress hormone for the plant. We know that it's produced when the plant is like under water stress or light stress or something like that. So to survive those periods, IBA, indole 3-butyric acid, is another auxin which is not doing that. Yes, it is your gibberellin, that is your gibberellic acid, you know, that was discovered by Kurosawa, right, who observed it for the first time in the Bucking disease of the rice, and was produced by the fungi called as Gibberella fusariae, from where it got its name, that is gibberellin. And later they came to know that is acidic, so it was called as your gibberellic acid. Anyways, then you have the zeatin, which is a kind of a cytokinin which was found in your plants, right? Because when they found that first cytokinin in that herring sperm DNA, which was labeled as kinetin, they were trying to search this kinetin, but they couldn't find that in plants. So in plants, they found this counterpart that is called as your zeatin. So it's not doing that anyways. So it is your gibberellic acid. So hastening of what you call as maturity period in your conifers. Gibberellic acid is popularly known for bolting, for increasing the height of the dwarf plants, right? So genetically dwarf plants can be made a bit taller, or that bolting, the cabbage or the beet, which have this rosette habit. So there they are sprayed with these gibberellins, giving shape to your apple, and increasing the what you call as grape stalks, or it is used especially in sugar canes where the internode length is to be increased. Anyway, so here also in hastening the period, it is your gibberellins, that is your gibberellic acid. Let's do the match. The matches are made in the heaven, but these matches we are going to make here. So it is Taenia. You know that Taenia is a flatworm, the platyhelminths, right? So they are burning, or they are not burning, but they have flame cells. So with Taenia, you have what is called as your flame cells, right? This all seems to be the excretory organs, the saaf safai wale organ, you can say, which are removing all the waste products and excretion and osmoregulation. They're doing paramecium. It's your contractile vacuole, right? So amoeba, paramecium, they have this contractile vacuole. So you can say they're the kidneys of these unicellular stuff, right? The eukaryotes, obviously. Periplaneta, your friend at home, your cockroach. So that has what is called as a uricose gland, right? We know that this cockroach, it has this uricose gland. And Peritema posthuma, your earthworm, right? It has nephridia as the excretory structure. So you just get a right match there. So Taenia, it is flame cells. Paramecium, it is contractile vacuole. Periplaneta, it is uricose gland. And Peritema, it is nephridia. Coming to this, again, all joints and bones and joints and bones. So you have your cartilaginous joints, right? So the one which are slightly movable and flexible. So let me guess here. Yes, it is adjacent, what you call as vertebra, which are joined by this cartilaginous joint. So you can bend a little, stiff a little. So this cartilaginous joint, right? A cartilaginous disc which is present there between the adjacent vertebra of a vertebral column. The ball and the bat. Oh no, it's not ball and bat. It is the ball and socket joint between the humerus and the pectoral girdle, right? So you have this particular joint, the ball and the socket joint. So your humerus and your pectoral girdle, you know, the hip region, it has that pelvic girdle and that femur, right? So here you have that what you call as pectoral girdle having that what you call as glenoid cavity in which the head of the humerus it fits. So you have humerus fitting in the glenoid cavity of your pectoral girdle, which is formed from your scapula and your clavicle. So this S-shaped collarbone, that is your clavicle. Anyways, we are not taking a lecture on skeleton. We do take it soon. Then you have fibrous joints which are not moving much. That is your flat bones of your skull. You have all those sutures in your skull. So that are what you call as your fibrous joints which are not moving. We are glad that they are not moving. And then you have a saddle joint. I am not coming, right? So between the carpal and metacarpal of the thumb. So that what you call as forms your saddle joint. So cartilaginous, it is your adjacent vertebra. Your ball and socket, it is humerus. Your fibrous is your flat bones, and saddle is carpal and metacarpal of your thumb. So without wasting much time, bye-bye, take care, study hard, and stay tuned for tomorrow's video, and keep studying biology. Thank you so much.